everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Chrono Trigger. And so we're moving on here. We just saved outside of the castle there after running through the little forest there. And so this is going to be moving the story along. And pretty much this video here, it's going to be straightforward. It's just mostly like plot stuff there. There's really not a lot of like side stuff to do here. I mean, I suppose if you really wanted to, you can like grind for, you know, experience and getting your tech abilities there, but it's whatever. So right now we arrived at the castle where we're supposed to go here. And as you can see, we're getting this scene right here, and apparently the queen here is she is calling me my friend here, and I guess she knows me. Yeah, we'll find out here. So right now, if you actually go to the left right there, it can lead down to the soldier like quarters, and you can actually rest down there if you don't want to use a shelter there. That was one of the things I was like, oh man, I used a shelter before I saved or whatever, and it was like I could have just waited and gone into the castle here, and I could have rested for free. And it's actually free to go down there and rest. The king here is actually thanking us for saving her. I guess they think that I saved her, you know, because I guess Marl said that this person here saved me, and you know, accommodate him properly, I guess. I don't know. And so if you follow the counselor here up here, you'll get he's acting a little suspicious here, and it does give you a hint on what's going on here. So if you go into the king's bedroom right here, this is the king's bedroom. If you get in this chest right here, you actually get a bronze mail for Chrono, and that will actually be useful for later because it will actually help with his defense right here. And it is better. As you can see there, it is better than the karate gi that I had on. I believe you could have gotten that earlier, but I chose not to because I was like, well, you're gonna get it later anyway, so it's whatever. Now, some of these chests that you see me going by, there is actually a thing to where if you don't get it in the past and you wait, and then you go to the into let's say like from here and then to the present. If you go to the present and you open the same chest in that same area, it'll be like something different or something better, and then you can just go back and get the thing, the one in the past, and it will kind of create a little whatever thing here. So you're able to get to this chest here and assist an ether that actually heals your MP, and it only does 10 NP. It's kind of a since it's, you know, Square, they brought in some you know, ethers from Final Fantasy, because that's what Final Fantasy uses to restore their MP as well. So they were like, wow, we can't really think of another name for it, so we'll just call them ethers there. I guess it's kind of a common name to call that. But so anyways, so we're talking with the queen here, and so I'm like, so she said come closer, and I made a joker here, and they're going away. So not spoiling it, this is actually Marl. She, I guess, since she looks so much like the queen, they thought that she was the actual queen. And what was going on here was that the real queen got kidnapped in this timeline already. And when Marl came in, they called off the search, and they assumed that she was safe and sound there. So you'll see what this will do right here in just a moment. And this part right here. And basically what's going to happen is Marl is actually going to disintegrate from existence because, well, I'm not really going to explain it because you'll see later. But there's a thing here to where she is, she kind of blinks out of existence for reasons that will be explained. And it does have to do with things here. So right now we just have to go back down there. You could talk to them. They'll just say like, oh, was your meeting with the queen good, and blah blah blah, and you can get a funny scene on I wasn't a gentleman or whatever. So here's Luca. She, I guess apparently made it back in time. I don't know how she was able to, like, be in the castle. I don't know how she was able to, like, come in here and not get rejected. It's kind of weird. But I guess it is what it is. I guess she might have said that she was the queen's friend or something. I don't know. But, so you'll see here what Luca will explain here. So we find out here that Marl is actually Princess Nadia. Nadia? I don't know how you pronounce that. Nadia? I don't know. Nadai? I don't know. Who knows? So she is a descendant of the queen that's of this time here. And you'll see what the explanation is here. So like I said, since Meryl has disrupted the search for the real queen, someone was actually supposed to call in. They were supposed to call in somebody to save her, but since Marl came in and she looks like the queen, they assumed it was her and they called out the search. And so now that's gonna be they gave up on the searching for the real queen. And as you can see, the queen, if it goes as it is with nobody interfering, she would the real queen would die, and like it said there that Mara will disappear as well. So yeah. So as a result of that, now we have to now that Luca has come back here, she's gonna help Chrono here with getting correcting history here. So now we're supposed to go look for the real queen, and so this is me scoping out what Luca had equipped, and she doesn't have much on there. And so what I'm going to be doing right here is I'm going to be doing a little cut. I'm going to be looking at my tech points for Luca, and I am going to get her first tech thing there. So right there, it's after a few battles of getting some tech points. And so then we get her flame toss ability, and that also gets our first dual tech, which is fire whirl. And the fire whirl is Chrono will do his spin attack, but Luca will put Chrono on fire there, and it will create a fire, well, like the name implies, a fire whirl. And it does fire-based damage. So just be careful. If someone likes fire, don't do fire whirl. It's kind of obvious right there. So right here, I should have went to the little soldier thing there, but like I said, I didn't. I mean, you can get those shelters there. If you go in and out like I did in the previous video there, you can farm for them. But I'm not really sure how you're supposed to figure out. You're supposed to go to the Cathedra here, but I think if you go into the kitchen on the right side, after you first walk into the castle there, there's, I think, like the chef or one of the lady cooks there, or servants there. They will tell you about that the Chancellor actually makes visits to the cathedral, and I guess that makes you think to go do that. And so strategy with these enemies here, can't really fight it because you don't have anything to counter it, but they do this attack there where you see them, where they're blinking white there. That means I'm in slow, and it just means that it's a slow spell. So this means that my time gauge goes up slowly. And I would suggest doing the fire roll technique against these enemies here, because they actually do it actually does quite a bit of damage. I guess they hate fire, which is why they put Luca in there. And this is me waiting for Luca to get in there so I can do the fire right thing there. It does pretty decent damage. So that shows that up there. I don't think I show off the flame toss attack yet. It's pretty much how you see it, how she uses it on Luca, except I think the flame toss works in a way to where if there are multiple enemies in the way, and like if you do it like, if there are like in a row, and you do the back one, it will do everyone in front of the back one as well. It's kind of like a lasso like line, or I should say like a straight line attack. But it all depends on who you target, so you can use that to your advantage if you do it right. So we pretty much almost got these cleared. I think Chrono has the fastest thing there, and he'll finish things off here. And there we go. So after that battle there, we get this little cutscene right here. Luca gets surprise attack, but this frog character comes in to save the day. And this character right here, he will actually be joining our party here. So this frog character there is supposed to be the one that actually saves the queen. As you can see, I mean, you can see that he had intents on coming here, but I guess he didn't have any leads on getting further into the cathedral, so he wasn't able to save the queen. But here, since everybody is suspicious about this place, now we're gonna look more into it, and we'll find clues about getting further into the cathedral here. And I do believe it is possible to actually not have Frog join us. I don't think he can be. He's not exactly essential to the storyline. I guess it just means that he's just not there. He just jumps in maybe later. And like Square, they just call him Frog. It's kind of generic, really. Really, I could have named him what his real name is, but I guess it's whatever. I'm just kind of keeping everything, you know, vanilla here. So Frog here is a swordsman as well, and what we're supposed to do here is we're supposed to examine the organ there. Every time you see an organ in this place there, it means that there's probably a secret entrance or something. And so yeah, so as you can see, Frog here is he's got some bronze stuff there, and he's actually a I guess you can count him as a master swordsman as well. He's kind of like Chrono, except he has kind of a different like attack method. You know, because he's a frog and all that. And so I did a little trick there on keeping the text box up there so that it doesn't trigger the little fight scene right there. But I actually trigger one right here. And these are new guys. I will. These two enemies are pretty much the only ones that are here. I don't think there are any other. Oh no, there's actually one other one that I do show off, and that's it. Other than that, I don't show off any other ones. There's like a blue fat enemy there that we fight later on in the video here. But they're pretty easy. Nothing too hard. So if we go in here, these people here think that we're just the monsters in human disguises. This is that blue guy in the upper right there. That's the other one I was talking about. We haven't fought them yet. So they think that we're in disguise here. This is actually a monster race, and there is actually a war going on between them and the humans in this timeline right here. Or I mean, this is in the past here, and it does. I'm not sure if it does change the fate there over the course of the game here. We actually do some events that actually alter the war. And it actually affects the present timeline. So, but anyways, so if you wait for that gargoyle guy to say he's on his shit there, if you follow him to this back room right here, I mean, you don't have to wait for him. You can just go back here, I guess. But you'll see these guys here. Don't talk to them. Those are actually tricked enemies. They're actually just in disguise. And so you'll see later though. And this is just a prayer room, and this statue right here is a Magus statue, and it's actually a guy named Magus who we do actually meet. And they're just kind of doing like this little song here. And I would suggest not exactly hanging around too long, because I think at some point they like stop what they're doing, and they're like, oh, there's humans here, and get rid of them and all that. So I got this defender item there, and I decided to give it to Luca, because she's not a defense person. And so just kind of don't talk to any of them. Just kind of slowly walk out, and there you go. And when you try to exit here, they try to these three stop you, and it will be the three. It will just be three snake enemies here we fought earlier, and I'm gonna cut past them here. You'll see, and so there we go. So I was checking to see what when Frog was gonna get his next one, and it's actually kind of soon here, as you saw. And so we're gonna make way to the other side, and we're gonna see what's on that side there. So the first room that we're gonna go to is there's actually an item that doesn't show up in your inventory, I don't think. I think it's like a special item or something, I don't know. It's something that counts towards your inventory, but it's not like listed in your thing there. At least I don't think it is. But if you examine the little drawer with the white thing on top there, you get this Naga et thing here. I don't know how to pronounce this thing there. Bommet. Well, we fight three of these fat dudes here, and they're not hard. They're actually pretty easy. You can actually do like I think I'm gonna be doing the firewall here, and I think I get most of them. Yeah, I just get 2 of the 3. Get rid of them, and then it should be easy from there. It's just the 3 of them. So then after that battle, we actually have that item there. And actually, as soon as we obtain it, it's there. It will come into play later. You'll see what it's for later on in this playthrough there, because we'll be doing some side stuff here after a while. So we get that steel saber there, and that's actually for Chrono, and that is actually better. And if you do that right there, you can get into here. And these guys are not. Well, there's the power tab in that little bucket right there. These guys are not monsters in disguise. I give this power tab to Luca, by the way. You know, it doesn't look like it did anything, but it does up her magic attack there. And these are actually actual human soldiers here, and they're just in here locked up there. That's why they had the spikes in front of it, so they couldn't escape. So that's pretty much it for this area here. Now we're able to move on to the middle section there to move on further into the cathedral. And it is I actually do get by all these enemies here without fighting. It's actually possible. And so I just kind of there we go. So that right there, that was me saving and using a shelter right there, and I got the shelter back, so it was good to use it. And so now we're gonna be getting into unlocking another secret area, or I should say just another, you know, where we're supposed to be going, but it's a secret area that we have to actually unlock. And so we read this little thing that says no entry, so that's weird that they would have that there. So there's a thing on the other side, and that just creates more bats in this area, which is not helping. And if you try to talk to that guy right there, he's kind of sleeping there. He just kind of, I think after talking to him a few times there, he actually wakes up and actually attacks you. And so I'm gonna skip through this battle because we don't need to see. I've already fought them. So that's for Frog. Oh, better his weapon there. So there we go. So now we gotta play the organ right here. And this is the last organ that we gotta play to like unlock anything. That there's not much more after I save and quit. Once I get over on my way, I actually run into the bats here, and I actually skip past it. But also, like this right here, it got enough for Frog to get his next tech point, and it's actually pretty cool because now there's a dual tech for Frog in Chrono called X-Strike, which is pretty cool. And you'll see that during the little boss fight that I do in the next video here. But this one here, as soon as I get to the save point, I will save, and that will be the end of this video. So anyways, that's the end of this video here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow me on Twitter, and I will catch you guys in the next video. So peace.